I literally like just walked in my door and heard about this, and I was like, holy crap. Give me a second so I can find me. I don't even know where I am. There I am. Alright. Hey guys. So I literally like don't even know what's going on. I just heard, hey Rainbow, I just heard that there was a shooting on Long Island and Amityville schools are on lockdown. And I was like, holy crap, you guys can't hear me. Alright, now you can't hear me? Alright, good. Someone said they couldn't hear me. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but I was like mowing the lawn and I came in and I heard that. I was like, holy shit. Alright, let me see if I can make it louder. Now I'm as loud as I can go. Oh, you know what I bet it is? Hold on. I know why I'm low. I'm still connected to my work. Nope. Nope. Alright, now I should be a lot louder. Is it louder? Someone looks like was shot in a surrounding house and shooter arrested. So they did arrest them. Well, what they do on Long Island, I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but if there's a shooting in the area, they lock down the school just in case. No, there was one today. So Ghost Kill says yes in a home. So the latest that I got was... Hold on, let me put this over here. Latest I got was at 2:43. Schools in Amityville are in lockout after reports of a shooting Tuesday afternoon, according to the school's superintendent. Shooting occurred just before 2 p.m. in the vicinity of Oldfield Avenue in Amityville Village, which isn't too far from Amityville Horror House. Schools are currently in lockdown. Dismissals being held. Superintendent is in contact with the police. That's the last that I got. And then at 1:55, superintendent said that the contacted by police officers by Suffolk County Police Department and I don't know who, Amityville Village Police Department informed me that a shooting had occurred in the vicinity of Oldfield Avenue. Schools are in lockout, dismissals being held. I'm in communication with PD and we'll keep you informed. That was like 5 minutes ago. So let's see what's going on. So far, nothing else, or at least the news isn't showing anything. I used to work there. That's like way too close to home and way too close to family. All right. So 24 minutes ago, she said she's been in communication, been advised that it is safe to lift the lockout and proceed with dismissal. Buses will be arriving from the high school. All right, so they lifted the lockdown. It was a nearby shooting, not the school. Was it gang related? I mean, Amityville's not like a bad area. I mean, you have the Amityville Horror House and everything, but... Hey, Val. They say who it was? Even a nearby shooting, that's like my niece lives like one town over, 2 towns over. That's kind of scary. News 12 Twitter. Hey, how do you know about News 12, Greg? Hi, there are bad news here. Bad news here where? Amityville, or you have bad news? Oh, I was going to say, Greg, how do you know about it? News 12 is like, it was all local news. There was a shooting on Long Island, and schools were on lockdown, and it's just a little too close to home. Massapequa schools on lockout. Amityville schools were on lockout. Alright, so the update at 3 o'clock, which was 10 minutes ago. Oh, that's right. I'm on the other time zone. I'm thinking my time zone. Police ID remains found of an 18-year-old. Did you see Jones's verdict? No. What did he get? I was mowing the lawn. I didn't see anything. What did he get? Well, we knew that. Did he get death? I know, it's like 15 minutes from my niece. Hey, Bella. I didn't even tell anyone I was going live. I just kind of popped on. Hey, Trinity. Authorities say the shooter's still on the loose and they let him go? Hey, Belle. Yeah, someone lives there. A lot of people say that it's not that big of a deal and that it's not really haunted. So, I don't know. We used to drive by there, and there were other places in Amityville that were way scarier. Long Island's gotten bad. I'm glad I'm out of there. So police ID remains found in Massapequa of an 18-year-old girl. Well, here's an interesting one. Law firm releases list of 65 Long Island clergy members accused of sexual abuse. 65 people. It's in the Diocese of Rockville Center. That's who married me. That's crazy. A Monsignor from the Diocese of Rockville Center is who married me, along with a rabbi, in 1995. Hopefully he's not on that list. Actually, I think he's dead. Alright, thank God. Guy that married me is not on that list. Phew! Here's a good case in itself. That's crazy. No, this is crazy. Suffolk County Grand Jury reviewed personnel records, including the secret archive files of 43 priests. They had unprecedented access to thousands of pages of records, memos, notes, and other confidential documents, and examined the response of the diocese to the criminal conduct of priests. The grand jury concludes that the history of the Diocese of Rockville Center demonstrates that as an institution, they are incapable of properly handling issues related to sexual abuse of children by priests. They conceived, and agreed to plan using deception and intimidation to prevent victims from seeking legal solutions to their problems. Wow. Now this is a story. Wow. That's crazy. Do you believe in using psychics to solve crimes? It depends on the psychic. Not all psychics. So you guys want to hear about this story? This is pretty intense. It's called the Anderson Report, Sexual Abuse in the Diocese of Rockville Center. I should change the title. It's just freaky because they married me. I mean, granted, I'm divorced, but I know I told you guys this before, but that's the place that told my ex-husband that, you know, we can't get married outside because God is only inside. And he fought them. We didn't win, but it ended up raining that day anyway. Angel, I did not hear about a shooting in Australia. So for decades, numerous courageous survivors have spoken their truth and brought lawsuits related to the sexual abuse of children in the Catholic Church throughout New York. Survivors became plaintiffs in civil lawsuits and together with their attorneys were able to reveal secret church records through the courts and civil litigation process. These lawsuits resulted in the release and identities of histories and sexually abusive individuals, those engaged in sexual misconduct, and the release of documents and records reflecting the knowledge of institutions that covered up the sexual abuse and misconduct. The Anderson Report on Sexual Abuse in the Diocese of Rockville Center contains the names of the priest, religious order priest, and other religious clerics associated with the Diocese of Rockville Center, including those who were assigned within or working in the geographic boundaries of the diocese, who have been accused of sexual misconduct with minors. The information in this Anderson Report is derived from publicly available sources, claims made by survivors of the diocese and religious orders responsible for the offenders, and legal settlements made as a result for claims of sexual abuse. You guys got to see this, though. I got to show you guys. It is like, it's nice. Like, it's like a PowerPoint kind of thing. Let me show you guys. You'll see what I mean. So if you're coming in late, hold on. Oh, alright, I'm on the wrong one. Hold on. Alright, look at this. I got too many things open. But just to give you guys an idea. Like, look how nice this is. I know you guys can't really see it, but I'm just giving you an idea. So if you came in late, what happened was we came in from mowing the lawn, and I saw that there was a shooter on Long Island, and schools were on lockdown. So I automatically went live because usually I'm at work and I miss all this cool stuff. And then it was like kind of over. They like, got rid of the lockdown. So while I was looking at Channel 12, I happened to see that the place that I got married from, the Diocese of Rockville Center, just filed this Anderson report, which names 68 priests or clergymen that are involved in sexual abuse of minors. And the Suffolk County Grand Jury, I'll read this again. Suffolk County Grand Jury concludes that the history of the Diocese of Rockville Center demonstrates that as an institution, they are incapable of properly handling issues relating to the sexual abuse of children by priests. They conceived and agreed to a plan using deception and intimidation to prevent victims from seeking legal solutions to their problems. So basically, they covered up. Thank God the priest that married me is not on that list, although I think he's dead already. But they did this whole Anderson report, and it was really like nice. And they charging all these priests and the whole Diocese of Rockville Center, and the grand jury is taking no prisoners. They list all the names, they give pictures, what they've done. It's pretty intense. It's pretty crazy. So it kind of got me sidetracked just because, that's the place that married me. So it's kind of like, whoa. Definitely a big story. So yeah, I didn't really tell anyone I was going live. I just kind of went live. Figures people will find me. But yeah, there's a whole list of everything. Suffolk County Grand Jury is going after him. Said priests were assigned and working in the Diocese of Rockville Senate committed criminal acts in violation of New York State Penal Code Article 130, sex offenders, and other statutes designed to protect the health, safety, and welfare of children. These criminal acts included but were not limited to rape, sodomy, sexual abuse, endangering the welfare of a child, and use of a child in a sexual performance. Not one priest in the diocese who knew about these criminal acts reported them to any law enforcement agency. What the fuck is wrong with people? And this goes into, no offense to anyone that's religious, but this goes into why I'm an atheist. Right there. I can't for the life of me understand. Thanks, Robbie. I can't understand how nobody reported it. Like, these are young, innocent kids. How do you not fucking report it? The Suffolk County Grand Jury reviewed... Now, I grew up in Queens, and then we moved out to Long Island, and I grew up in Suffolk County. So this is, like too close to home. So I may be more interested in this than anyone else. Except Sherry, because I know she's from Long Island, too. But it's like, this is, like, home for me, Like, this place married me. The Suffolk County Grand Jury reviewed personnel records, including the secret archive files of 43 priests. They had unprecedented access to thousands of pages of records, memos, notes, other confidential documents, and examined the response of the diocese to the criminal conduct of priests. It's so sick. Like, why? So Bishop John Oliver Barnes been leading the diocese since 2017. See, yeah, I'm pretty sure the guy that married me is long gone. That was 1995. His career began in the Diocese of Wilmington. All right. The Attorney General of Pennsylvania identified Representative Barnes regarding sexual abuse cover-up in the 2018 Pennsylvania grand jury report. So this guy, the bishop, not only covered up in Pennsylvania, then came to New York and covered it up in fucking Long Island, too. All right, so here's some numbers. The diocese is currently composed of 103 parishes, 57 schools, and 109 other facilities. There are currently 304 priests, of which 107 are externs from other dioceses and 21 are members of religious orders. According to church records, there are 289 permanent deacons, 60 religious brothers, 875 sisters, and 1,869 lay teachers in the diocese. That's so fucked up. In most cases, childhood sexual abuse goes unreported, or victims or survivors break their silence many years after the abuse occurs. While there are many legal barriers to prosecute those responsible for the abuse, our firm has worked to overcome these barriers for more than 30 years. They're just talking about the firm. Good for you, Jeff Anderson. So if anyone wants to look it up, Jeff Anderson and Associates, PA. I'll leave a link to it. Actually, you know what? Let me put a link to it here. If I can find... Well, hey, let me know if this link works. It is crazy. I mean, I don't think it would be as crazy if they're not the ones that married me. But I think because they married me, I'm a little more freaked out over it. Like, they're like the biggest, like, place of priests in Long Island. You see how nice that is, though? Like, that's such a nice put together report. Ah, thanks, Birdie. And if you go to it, just lists every single one of them. Oh, a lot of them are dead. I just thank God the guy that married me is not. But can you imagine? Just because something popped up. Can you imagine, though, getting married by one of these guys and finding out that they molested a child? I know there's bad people in every group, but there's a lot in this one group. That's sick. A lot of Italians. That's crazy. Hey, Whiskey, you never told me about 2 + 4. I'm very mad at you. I had to hear it from Simon. Simon's the one that said 2 + 4. I said, what the hell's 2 + 4 mean? He said, Whiskey didn't tell you? I said, no. Whiskey forgot to tell me, I guess. Thanks a lot, Whisk. What's a lodgenock? What's a lodgenock? That means you busted? You busted, baby? Child abuse, find job in areas where they are trusted with children. I know, but still. I mean, and like a lot of these guys are dead already. It's just crazy. The code to use when you want to go to iPort. I know, Angel. I'm glad everyone knows but me. Whiskey failed to tell me what 2 + 4 was. Thank God Simon did. I kept wondering what 2.4 was. Keep it on the down. Yeah, you kept it so down, you didn't even tell me what it was. That's how down you kept it. Thanks a lot, Whiskey. I thought we were like friends like that. But nope. I guess not. Don't woe me. Don't woe me. I thought I had it like that with you, but nope. Only I heard it from Simon. I had to get it from Simon. I am going to fire him. Big meanie. At least Simon's my friend and tells me. No wonder I don't have a wrench yet. And Wogs, you do better if you show how many subs you need until you get to 1,000, because then people want to do it. If you don't show how many subs you got, then people are like, who knows where he's at. Post a video mowing your yard. Somebody else told me to do that. I just did my yard. Ay. Well, I did my backyard, actually. I didn't do the front. My son did the front yesterday. Then I took the edger around. But a lot of people say that. Post a picture you do in your yard. So let me see if there's any more news on this shooting. I just got sidetracked because that like kind of blew me away. Oh my God, D-Plan, it is huge. I am not bullshitting you. It is huge. On the side of the house. I got a picture somewhere. You know what? It's not on my computer, though. I'd love to cut my grass, but it won't stop raining. Yeah, the HOA gets really weird around here. They'll leave, like, notes on your lawn. And I'm, like, me and the house next door are the only rentals. So we're the only ones that don't pay for, like, you know, lawn service. Because, like, why the fuck would we pay for lawn service? You know, we rent. So we always, like, if you don't do it, they'll leave little notes on the door. Like, this is a warning to get the weeds up and mow the lawn. We're like, whatever. Commentary on the Maleah Davis case. I don't know that much about it, Stephanie. I know a little bit about it, but not that much about it to give real commentary on it. Do we have it? Yeah, we do, Batty. And they're usually fine. It's just the lawn. They're like so picky. 2 + 4. Now I know what that means. You should tell your landlord to. Yeah, right. My landlord gave me a number of a place to do it because of the hill. She almost didn't rent to me because she knew I was a single mom. And she didn't think that, I could do it. Clary, now you do. Oh, Whiskey, now you stick around because Steve came. It found remains in Arkansas and they're identified as Maleah Davis. Yeah, that I know. And it was the uncle that was like wiping off blood or something, right? Didn't it have to do with the uncle? Hey, Beth. How does someone turn into? You don't turn into a narcissist. You are a narcissist. Like, not you personally, but it's not something you turn into. What I noticed with my ex is that he went from a narcissist to a psychopath. How did the transition happen? I don't know. But he was never as bad as he was towards the end. Like, I think drugs had a big part of it. The dad on trial was guilty on all charges. Ah, Liz, happy birthday. Mom's fiance. I thought it was an uncle that was licking off blood. I read one of those last night. The mom's former partner. Um, Layers reported missing in early May. So Vance told police that he and Maleah and his 2-year-old son were abducted by 3 men as they were driving to the airport. He told investigators that he and the boy had been left on the side of the highway. The girl was still missing. So he dropped the boys off and just took the girl? She had multiple brain surgeries? Wow. Yeah, this isn't the case I was thinking of. Told him he was overwhelmed by the effort of caring for Maleah and his other children. Wow. Mom knows more than she's saying. The kids were placed back home after being removed because a piece of shit abused Maleah and caused traumatic brain injury. Put the girl's body in a bag and dumped it on the side of the road in Arkansas. I think the mom definitely knows too. He's only being held on $45,000 bond? That's it? Laura, you don't get sidetracked as easy as vlogs. I do, though, but not really. I can't stand court TV. There's so many damn commercials. So many commercials. See, I don't believe this story. Because the mother was out of town. And that's when he decided to kill, bring these kids and drive them somewhere. Why not kill all of them? Why leave one open so you can get, caught? It just doesn't make sense. CPS didn't want to return home, but they dropped the ball on this big time. Believe me, they drop it a lot. Police said surveillance video taken during the abduction. See, her blood was found in the apartment. Oh, it's her stepfather. All right. So if I got this straight, he blamed somebody else. He said that he was knocked in the head and that the girl was abducted by 3 men in a blue pickup. What happened in New York was there was in Amityville, it was a shooter, and schools were on lockdown. But I was thinking the time was my time, but it was actually an hour late. I was actually an hour late. Let me change the title on this so people like... No, you can't take naps. Go. Hang on. All right. All right, there we go. Now it's more accurate. Has anyone watched? I have watched Kids Behind Bars. Let me see if there's any update in Amityville. Yeah, everything that I put on the title is new. Alright. This is what we got. A man was killed in a shooting in North... that was this morning. Police say they received a call around 3:19. Do you think they are right? Do I think who's right? Oh, about putting people away, putting kids away for life if they do something as a teenager. It really depends on the age. I don't think that a 9-year-old knows what they're doing. I think a 17-year-old does. Do I think that a 15-year-old knows right from wrong? Yes. Do I think it's very easy for a 15-year-old to pull a gun if they have access? Absolutely. Let me let Buka out. Hold on. Come on, Buka. Come on. My legs are like fucking jelly. Ugh. Yeah, so there's no real update on it. There's no update on Amityville. NYC, there was a shooting in Amityville at 2 o'clock, and Amityville schools and Farmingdale schools and Massapequa schools were all on lockdown. But there's really no follow-up yet. I'm not seeing a follow-up. I think at 17 years old, Puss in Boots, they know. Is that why I'm not seeing anything else on it? Alright, 10 minutes ago, Suffolk County Police Department advised it's safe to lift the lockout and proceed with dismissal. Buses will be arriving from the high school. Buses from Northeast, Northwest will arrive approximately 1 hour behind regular dismissal time. Thank you for your patience. There's not much to it. Shooting had occurred in the vicinity of Oldfield Avenue in Amity Village. Yeah, it's the last update there is, though. There hasn't been an update since then. I'm saying even like Channel 12 didn't do a better update. Like nobody did a better update. See, the thing is, when it comes to religion, religion is a personal thing. Nobody should tell anyone what religion is right, what religion is wrong. It's a personal issue. Whether you believe in it, whether you don't believe in it. And nobody should judge anyone for believing it or not believing in it. 5 o'clock probably on News 12. Even News 12 tweets don't have anything much, though. And if you go to the news, you hear about Amityville Horror. There was, see, in Amityville, a lot of people don't know this, and I have to remember it. I read the book on it. It's a great story. I really should do a live on it. If I can remember the name of it. But there was like this Satanic... Sherry, you might remember this. Remember the Satanic killings in Amityville? They were like 4 kids, like 17 years old. And they were Satanists. And it was a huge story. I can't remember the name of the story of the kids, though. It was an amazing... It was like a killer book. I can't... Maybe this is it? No. I think it's... This is it. Ricky Casso. He murdered his 17-year-old friend Gary in Northport, New York. Let me find the book. Say You Love Satan and the Acid King. Were the 2 books. And there's been a lot of films. I'm going to do a live on this. I just gotta like remember it. But I remember it was a blonde kid. I think I've read both those books. They were, yeah, because The Acid King wasn't published till 2018. I read it when I was a kid. So it would have been Say You Love Satan. It was in Plain Edge. The murder became sensational news in New York City and across the nation due to the alleged torture of Lauers and supposed occult aspects of the murder. The murder took place during a period when there was much public concern. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do a live on this. I got to just update my brain on it. Yeah, it was admitted South Oaks. Yeah, I remember this. And he used the Satanic Bible as like a way to do it. It was an intense story. Which trigger happy, which story? The one I'm talking about now or the one that happened today? The one that happened today was Amityville. That's fine.
Okay, what shoes?
Whatever shoes you want.
But the pants are... Pants.
What?
What about the pants? What shoes do I wear?
Wear the black sneakers. Whatever you want. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I read some of it. I didn't read all of it. Yeah, the one that happened today that's in the title was Amityville. And there was a shooting in Amityville Village. And they put lockdown on all schools. And I just got in from mowing the lawn. And I saw that it was, I saw that it was a, I saw that it was a story. So I was like, holy shit. I didn't live right there, but I lived a couple towns over. It was in Suffolk County. I lived in Suffolk County. I used to work in Farmingdale. But Amityville, we used to go there because of like the Amityville horror. There was this place called Mary's Grave in Smithtown, and we used to hit like all of these like crazy satanic places and haunted places, and I was a chicken shit, I'm not gonna lie. I used to cry, I'm not getting out of the car, I'm not getting out of the car. I was a big chicken shit. Have you seen the house then? I've seen the Amityville Horror House. It doesn't look anything like it did then though. They changed the windows, they changed everything. Yeah, the lockdown has been lifted, but I'm saying there's no other update on it. We don't know anything about the shooting or anything. School shootings have become the norm. Yeah, it wasn't at the school, but the school was on lockdown. But, I mean, like, my niece lives literally one town away, so it was kind of scary. YouTube channel, if any QT family is a growing channel. It's just crazy. So I think tomorrow night I'm gonna do this the Satan story, Satanic story.
Ma, you can't tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's my night.
Yeah, you at my other channel though. Look at Sage getting all feisty. It's like, you can't do it tomorrow night. That's my night. Feisty little 14-year-old. So maybe I should switch. Maybe I should do this one tonight. This was such a killer story. It was insane. I know, right, Puss in Boots? She is territorial. Little brat. No, during the day. I usually don't do it during the day. If you have any ghost stories, that would be a fun live. Oh, I'm telling you, there was this place called Mary's Grave. It's very well known in Long Island, Suffolk County, Long Island. And the story behind it is supposedly, this girl Mary was killed way back in way long time ago, like in the 1800s. And I don't remember the entire story, but supposedly she was like this, supposedly she was, murdered or something. And she had a grave like in the middle of the woods, and they built like houses around it, and every year supposedly she killed somebody. And of course, me and my sick friends would drive down there because, we wanted to like find out, is it real? Is it real? Is it real? And because it was like in the middle of the woods, it was so fucking scary. And like my friend Scott was like, come on, get out. I was like, fuck no, I'm not getting out. You're crazy. And one time they had fun scaring me. And one time there were like 10 of us. And I started crying. I'm like, I am not getting out of the car. You guys are going to die. I'm not getting out of the car. So then, like, they left me in the car all by myself. I'm like, I'm not staying in the car all by myself. I'm like, I fucking hate you guys. And they ended up, like, taking me out. And I was so scared. And nothing happened to us, thankfully. And everyone's still alive. But it was pretty scary. And they did put something like your title on the stream at the bottom of screen, but nothing else mentioned after that. That's what I'm saying. There really isn't much after it. I have some new pictures at Amityville House. Oh, do you, Sherry? They changed the whole front of it, though. I mean, the whole windows are no longer look like eyes. My old house had houses behind us, and I was like, look, we're in Amityville. Yeah, I usually can't do mid-afternoon lives. How about everyone telling your own local murder or missing stories? That could work. I'm telling you, I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. We could do that. We could have ghost story night. Looks like nothing like it used to. They say it's not haunted. I mean, I personally wouldn't do it. Maybe we'll do that Friday night. Maybe Friday night we'll do ghost story night. And people can call in with, like, their best ghost stories. One day you'll be able to do them more? What do you mean? Oh, during the day? Yeah, during the day. In the future. And I don't believe it. Barry Worth in the mirror 3 times. Oh my God. Oh, I actually have a funny story though. What was I? 13? 12? 13? It was my birthday and I had a slumber party and it was like, what you call it? It was cold out because I'm born in January and living in New York, it's like freezing. And I remember someone was telling a ghost story. And all of a sudden, someone said, like, and they knock 3 times. And all of a sudden, somebody knocks on my front door 3 times. You want to talk about girls, like 10 of us screaming so loud, running up into my parents' room, freaking the fuck out. But it turned out it was my uncle who was, like, on the phone with my dad. And they knew, like, you know, what we were saying. So, because my uncle was, like, a prankster like that. So, yeah. But it was pretty funny. I love watching people doing haunted towns and scary forest walks at night on YouTube. See, I just think so much of it's fake. I really do. I really think a lot of it's fake. Sean Asta on Periscope does them all the time. I don't know. I just think really a lot of them are phony. There used to be a show on called The Haunting. I don't know what happened to it, but, like, you can't even find it on YouTube. Like, it was, like, so locked down. That show used to scare the shit out of me. I don't know why, it just did. It was, like, hit me. I don't know. It was just scary. Parents on the gym on Merck Road, 1 block down from all it happened. Wow. Hey, Brady. Yep, I'm live. May have been on Periscope. Like watching an auto writer on YouTube. I used to doubt that stuff, but she's interesting. I don't know what I doubted. The Haunting? Yeah, it was a good show. I kind of don't know what happened to it. But, like, anyone from Long Island or New York knows, like, devil worshipping in the 80s was huge in New York. Huge. Like, everyone wanted to know all about devil worshipping. I don't mean everyone. I mean, like, teenagers. Like, we were so intrigued by it. I'll have to go. Thanks for the show. I need to rest. So pop back in if I feel it to bless you all. Thank you, Trinity. That's a long name. Trinity, Red or Blue, Hi-Ho, Kermit Frog here. no get audible. But like, I want to tour New York City so bad. Let me just tell you though, yeah, feel better, Trinity. Just so you guys know, if you're gonna go to New York, don't do a tour because you won't see really what New York is about. Ghost like giant hands saved my life on a highway in Mexico. It warned me a tire was about to blow out. No bullshit. John, I have a similar story. When we first moved to Iowa, we were moving into our old house, and this is when I was with Brad, and like we pulled up and something about the house didn't seem right. And I was like, Brad, I'm not feeling this. Something isn't right. He's like, it's ours. I just got it. I said, I don't know. And I stayed out in the car, and I was getting like, I even get goosebumps now. And all of a sudden, like, he got out or something, and the kids were in the back seat with me. He was running into the house, and there was a car that was coming. And somehow my door shut. And it was like weird. And I was just like, was that Brad? And then I see him coming out of the house, and I told him, I was like, how the hell did you do that? He's like, do what? I said, Brad, and he has a Silverado, so it's not like, a loose door, like the wind blew it. And I said, my door just shut. I was fixing Dayton's car seat in the back, and my door literally shut. He was like, oh, it's just the wind. And that car could have taken off my door. And it was just really weird. And, I mean, we were told that actually, Dayton wasn't even born yet. It was the twins I was fixing, because we were both told Dayton wasn't, was Dayton born? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, no, Dayton wasn't conceived yet. Dayton was conceived in that house. It was just really weird. And then, his sister was told she couldn't have kids. She conceived twins in that house. And my son swears he saw a ghost in that house. But it always gave me the creeps. Lights would go on and off, and I was happy to leave there, to be honest with you. I really was. Goosebumps are the truth bumps. Sometimes I don't disagree with that. I think ghosts are real. I've never doubted ghosts. Just some give you the creeps and some don't. I'm a big wuss. I was a big wuss too, but I knew the kids felt something. I really did, because they wouldn't go in the basement, and it was a full finished basement, and they would not go in on it. They wouldn't go down there unless I was down there with them, and I didn't even like doing laundry because it freaked me out, because I just felt something. Like, something just didn't seem right. As good as it was, it just didn't seem right. I've never actually seen one, though. I had a nightmare the other night and was yelling. That's not good. I'm scared of Watt's case. I stay away from the laugh with K9. Kids and pets are more than likely to see anything like that. I agree with you, but they were. Phoenix swears he saw a ghost. And I even said to him, I said, Phoenix, what did the ghost say to you? He said he looked at me and he just said hello. I said, what'd you say to him? I said hello back. But he was very cute hearing a 3-year-old tell the story. And I was like, I gotta get out of here. Like, this is crazy. And we ended up moving. My son was 4. I used to say there was a man called Gordy living under the stairs. Freaked me out. Yeah, I would imagine that freaked you out. Did you ever do Mount Misery Road? No, I'm not sure what Mount Misery Road is, Sherry. Always believe kids when they say they saw a ghost. I know. But my daughter didn't see it. And he said it was sitting on the couch and he saw this hand come up from the couch. And he said that he didn't get a bad feeling. Like, it wasn't something scary. He just said he saw a man standing there and said hello. And now I got goosebumps again. And, that was the other thing I thought that caused my ex to go into psychosis. If there really was a ghost, and I think maybe he wanted him to lose his mind. I don't know, but he got really paranoid at times. He would, I mean, I didn't, but he got paranoid. He was accusing me of shit all the time, and it was just weird. He could be like me and be able to see. He's never seen one since, only that one day. It sounded more like a friendly woman whispering, but was freaked. Yeah, I would imagine. I'd be freaked too. I'd never seen anything. I say I want to in all reality, but I would cry and freak out. I know, right? Yeah, no, I've never seen one. I've felt one, but I've never seen one. My mom says she saw one. She said her and her friend saw it. They kept calling him the man with the dirty face. Should have heard the screams. Wow, that's scary. It happened to my granddad. He was possessed by my grandmother. Swears it. For real? Like possessed in a bad way? Son was 6 and afraid to sleep alone. One night he agreed to sleep in his own room. I asked what changed his mind. He said the man with the long hair and white robe in the living room. Wow. I know, right, Liz? That's very squarey. No, it was. Especially because, like, Brad was away for work and I was packing everything. We planned on moving. It was weird. Maybe we'll have a live on this stuff, testimonials and stuff. Might help the environment some too. Yeah, I can do that, Sherry. Probably do it after my Satanic one. Because I was, part of the reason we went looking at, like, Mary's grave and all this weird shit was reading about this Satanic story. And I don't even know what got me hooked on it, but I was so hooked on the story, and I got my best friend Scott hooked on it, and there were like a bunch of us. I was like the only girl that hung out with like 5 guys, and we just grew up together. We lived in the same neighborhood, and I still talk to them today. But we were like obsessed with like the devil and Satanism and finding out murders, and we were interesting growing up. I'll say that much. Did you ever go to cemetery? So, Sherry, that's got to be Mount Misery Road. That's got to be, whatchamacallit? That's got to be Mary's grave. Is it Smithtown area? Like Harbor, Head of the Hills? Harbor Hills, whatever it's called? Do you guys ever feel like the side of your bed goes down someone? That spirit sitting on your bed. I haven't felt that in a long time. Didn't you say that you went to Mary's? Oh, yeah. That's what you're talking about, Sherry? Because I don't know the name of the roads because I never looked. But, yeah. Mary's grave we used to go to all the time. If you ask your kids today, do you think they remember about the ghost? They do, actually. I've asked Phoenix, do you remember seeing a ghost? And he says, yeah, in the old house. And he was literally like 2 or 3. I don't know if Sage would remember. She was sitting next to him. Did you drink blood? I think I did once. But we were 14, 13. And then we were like, ew, this is so gross. But we were obsessed with it. Read them stories about them. No, I don't. But Phoenix does remember it. Like, it was no problem. Let me ask Sage. I don't want to scream. I've learned that I don't have to scream. I just have to text her. And it seems to get her butt in here. I'm going to ask her if she remembers. Sherry, I'll tell you privately. I don't want to say it publicly. Let's just say it was a bar. I'm getting her in here.
Yes.
Come here, I got a question.
Yes.
Do you remember the ghost that Phoenix saw? You do?
Skeleton.
What?
It was a skeleton.
What?
It was a skeleton. A little skeleton
What was
ghost.
the story?
Okay, so am I telling them?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so basically, in our little ghost. Did you tell me about the ghost house?
Yeah.
Okay, so we lived in a little ghost house, right? Phoenix was sitting on the couch one day, and he was watching TV, and he sees like a little like shiny, like light lit up kind of skeleton kind of hand, and from like coming from under the couch. And he was kind of like creeped out at first, but he like looked under the couch or something. That's what he told me, that he looked under the couch, and he sees like a little like skeleton man, that like, but he can see like a whole open room basically underneath the couch, and the skeleton was like telling him to like come here, like motioning him to come towards him, and he didn't but he just like ran to the kitchen after that. And then I think it's like there was another encounter that he had with the little skeleton person, but I don't remember the story.
They were like 3, and she remembers it perfectly. Like, that's how I know that he wasn't bullshitting, is that she remembers it like it was yesterday. I didn't even know she walked away. She remembers it was like it was yesterday. Oh, you couldn't hear her? She already went back to her room. But it's just the fact that they were 3 years old, because Dayton was a baby. But the fact that they still remember it so easily, to me, says a lot. She walked away already. And it's just crazy. Yeah, I don't know why some people couldn't hear her. But it's just, I never doubted him after that, honestly. I said, you know what? I don't doubt him. And the fact that, I mean, we were moving, but that's what I'm saying. It was just weird. Like, get a crucifix and pray. I haven't had that feeling since we've been living here, in Alabama. I felt perfectly safe everywhere here. I really have. But that house was fucking creepy. That house was basically the end of me and Brad, too. It's just very weird. I actually have a picture of it. I took a picture of it when I was in Iowa. I forgot. I'll upload it. Hold on. Totally forgot I had a picture of it. Uh-oh. But that's the thing, like, it wasn't bad energy, because my son was conceived there. And after we were both, like, he was told that he could never have kids again, and then my son was conceived there, and then my sister-in-law, who never thought she would have kids, she conceived twins there. So, was it a bad house? Not really. Do you think it's an age house? This house was not old. This house was built we moved in 2008. This house was built in like 2005. Like, it wasn't old at all. But I used to say it was like built on ancient burial ground, like Pet Cemetery, just because it was all wooded, and then all of a sudden these nice houses popped up. So I always said it was like ancient burial ground. But the weird thing is too about this house, so we were like the 13th couple to move in this house, in a house that was like 3 or 4 years old. Or maybe it was older than that. Maybe it was like 7 years old. 2001. Yeah, maybe it was made in 2001. But like in like 7 years, there were like 13 tenants. It was very weird. Thank you, Pearly Gates. Christmas tree shook violently one night. Yeah, that would freak me out. War grounds, it's possible. You never know. Never know. So, but I am going to shut this down in a minute because I got to get something to eat. And then I have to get ready to do a live tonight. And little princess is going to the movies. I swear I think it is nagging me about my smoking. It probably is. See, this is what happens. Buka barks, and then Winston barks at Buka. Buka thinks he's a badass. I mean, Winston thinks he's a badass. Lex spooks me out. Joe, I was at work, Clary, and I'm sitting at work, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Alexa goes on. I freaked. I, walked over to it, unplugged it, and everything. Bye, Wendy. I'll be back in a few hours. I have a live schedule for later. Sage is live. She's on again tomorrow night. Yeah, if I hear anything else on the shooting, yes, I'm coming on this channel. No, fuck that. I hate Alexa. Fluffer is boss. He does. Fluffer barks at him. Fluffer barks at him all the time. What? I have to get his nails cut. No, I bought it. I thought it was, going to be the coolest thing possible. And it sucks. I don't even listen to it. Sage listens to it. I know, I usually don't do afternoon lives. Hey, Mary. I usually don't do afternoon lives because just most people expect me at night and aren't around during the day. So, but sometimes, if something comes up, it came up. What's up, Fluffer? But I will be back at 7 p.m. on this channel. And the topic, though, is there's a girl in Holland who 17 years old who was raped as a child. Actually, Nat Scap brought me the story today. And it is about she killed herself. She was able to die with help from a euthanasia hospital or whatever, just because of shit she did that happened to her when she was young. And I figured, if anyone wants to call in, I would like to put together a panel for it, because I think it's a really interesting debate on, do you believe in it or not? Mary is a good example, but Mary Winston is older, but it's really I don't know if I believe in it. I certainly don't believe in it for a 17-year-old. Oh, that's right, Mary. Happy birthday. I certainly don't believe in it for a 17-year-old. And she's dead now. And there's no way to get her back. And I don't think it's right. She was or wasn't sick with no, she was not sick with a terminal disease. She was raped when she was young. And I guess she couldn't live with it anymore. And she ended up killing herself. And they allowed it. There was no terminal illness, just depression. And I don't know. I think it'll be an interesting debate. So someone published a documentary on Chris Watts. That Kelly just posted. I'll post that link. I don't know if it's any good. I know it shouldn't have been allowed. That's why I think it would be a good debate. Investigation ID. Family man, family murderer, Chris Watts. Oh, so someone just reposted. I get it. Somebody just posted the ID story. I guess so. Oh, I'm sorry, Clary. So I get, all right, so ID had run this video and somebody posted it. So you may want to watch it ASAP if you want to watch it, because otherwise it'll probably get shut down. Actually, a couple of people posted it. I'm going to watch it while I get ready. So I will see you guys in a few hours. 7 o'clock. So 3 hours. Thank you, Four Scores. I hope you're doing well as well. And I'll see you guys 7 o'clock. Peace.